Hearts 3 never received a Final Mix version. It did get a DLC Remind, which added a new story scenario, data greeting, easy and pro code modes, 13 data battles, and a new hardest secret boss fight, Yuzora. There was also an update that was applied at the same time, which added new combo modifiers, along with Oblivion and Oathkeeper, as well as the addition of Critical Mode that arrived via an earlier update in April of 2019. Some would argue that the DLC and various patches technically make up a Final Mix version of the game, and I suppose in a way it kind of does. However, it's strange that Square Enix decided not to give the game a true Final Mix release or title, given that it was sort of a tradition for the mainline titles, including Birth by Sleep. There are some important differences though between what Remind did compared to what Final Mix usually does. Final Mix is more of a director's cut, adding and expanding upon the base game experience, whereas Remind's additional content is all separate from the main game, accessed via the main menu screen and loaded from your main game save. But the most important aspect of Final Mix is the adjustments. Changed level up paths, the acquisition sequence of abilities, stat and equipment changes, enemy and boss adjustments, altered conditions for specific sequences. Final Mix overhauls the base game experience quite a bit. None of this was supplied for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I've always found that kind of strange. Because the game has been available on PC for more than 4 years now, we have well over 2,000 mods that the community has created. So, for the past 4 days, I've gone through every single mod, with the goal to make one ultimate package that overhauls the game in a way that doesn't take away from the core experience that Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind provides. So, no over-the-top custom movesets, forms, or content, but rather adding new stuff that supplements the main game experience to craft a true Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix. I've made this a collection for the Kingdom Hearts 3 Nexus so that people can easily download all 80+ mods with ease by clicking on Add Collection. That way, it's as straightforward as possible. The link to the package is in the description down below. I believe that combining this compilation of mods together provides a Final Mix experience for the game. So, let's talk about what's new. There's only one mod here for the graphics category, but that's the Kingdom Hearts 3 4K texture pack. This overhauls most of the textures throughout the entire game and bumps them up to 4K resolution, so that a lot more of the finer details throughout the environments are all crisp and sharp. Now, I didn't make this mod a part of the Final Mix collection pack only because it installs differently compared to your typical KH3 mod, so I've listed it separately in the description down below. Also, I would only install this mod if you have a decent rig. Installing 4K texture packs into games can take a hit towards your performance. The reason why I'm including this though is at least looking at Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Square Enix did actually improve and clean up a lot of the textures throughout the game. And I'd imagine if we ended up getting an official Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix, Square would probably end up doing the same. I've got a separate video where I did a deeper look into this mod, so if you're curious about that, I'll leave that in the description as well. The main menu artwork and logo has been changed, and actually this one was designed by me and modded into the game by Darlin. The Kingdom Hearts 3 logo has been altered in parts, and we've now got the Final Mix subtitle. I decided to use Nomura's Supergroupie's artwork of Sora here, as it depicts a more modern looking Quadratum-esque Sora to sort of foreshadow the future, with him standing in amongst clouds to signify the final world. Color corrected characters improves the colors across all of the main character models. General colors are a little bit more saturated, blacks are darker, and whites are whiter. This is to make the in-game versions of the character models closer to their CGI counterparts. This is one of my favorite mods for Kingdom Hearts 3, as it makes the character models that much more vibrant. Vicinal traces 20th anniversary gold metal pieces for Sora's outfit. This changes all of the metal pieces on Sora's outfit from silver to gold, like buttons, his necklace, and zips. Although not lore accurate, we love some Final Mix cosmetics, and this is a way of signifying that this is the Final Mix version. We're using the Kingdom Hearts 2 heads-up display mod to change the HUD so it resembles more of KH2's, which in my opinion I think looks a little bit better, giving the focus gauge more of a drive gauge look. This will also reposition any of the party members' HUDs too. Also, I think most of us will agree that we miss the illustrated HUD portraits, so I've changed it here so that Sora specifically now has an illustrated one. This is from one of Nomura's arts that he did to celebrate the release of TWEWY Final Remix. For some reason, the MP gauge on the HUD for party members doesn't actually display properly, showing that it's only half full when in actuality, it's actually full. It's something that's never been fixed, so this mod fixes that. If we change the command menu to classic, it'll now display a black and gold command menu. This is from Darlin's excellent Vicinal Trace mod, and I thought just because this is meant to be like the ultimate definitive version, it would be cool to change the classic command menu to something a little bit more premium feeling. There's now unique command menus for the Realm of Darkness, the Land of Departure, Radiant Garden, and the Final World. The beginning portion of Olympus while you're in Thebes has a new command menu, and even the final Xehanort boss has a new one. Double Form's UI will look different depending on if you're using Oathkeeper or Oblivion, and Second Form for the Kingdom Key, Starlight, and platform exclusive Keyblades are now all unique. Quadradum's commands menu that can be seen while fighting Yuzora has also been changed to the Kingdom Hearts 4 version from the most recent screenshots. Both Mr. Puzzles and Willow did a fantastic job of recreating this. The entire look of the camp menu has been changed to a gold and black look. Again, this is coming from the Vicinal Trace mod pack to make the camp menu look a little bit more deluxe and premium. You'll also notice that Sora and the party members are now performing the walk animation, and you can see their full body in the camp menu, just like Kingdom Hearts 2. Not just that, but form change outfits will also appear in the camp menu as well. DualSense button icons have replaced all of the PlayStation icons throughout the game, as I imagine if we were to receive a Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix, it would likely release on PlayStation 5. The color of the flow motion effects have been changed from blue to purple to better represent flow motion from Dream Drop Distance. The postbox in Twilight Town has been changed from a regular looking postbox to that of Traverse Towns. The stained glass design in Sora's Dive to Heart at the beginning of the game has been changed to a Kingdom Hearts 4 version created by Dano. I decided to go with this one as it's a way of foreshadowing the future and what's going to happen at the end of the game. The model of the Starlight Keyblade has been changed to the fully upgraded version from Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. The Ultima weapon has received a palette swap, with it now containing blue and gold colors. A staple point feature for Final Mix is enemy recolors. It feels very strange that we didn't get this for Kingdom Hearts 3, so let's change that. Unfortunately, there doesn't exist a mod that changes every single enemy color palette throughout the game, but we can change 24 of them. Beloved has been switched out with the missing Link version. I thought because the game got cancelled this year, well, we may as well make use of this incredible rendition of the song. To be honest, I wasn't really a fan of the Kingdom Hearts 3 Gummy Ship music. It didn't have the same feel that KH1, 2, or even looking at BBS had. So any music a part of the world map or Gummy Ship systems have been swapped out with Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 versions. Boss music corrections and replacements swaps around a few of the different boss tracks throughout the game, along with adding in new Kingdom Hearts tracks as well.
Back off!
Donald will no longer scream out for ingredients. That's it. That's the mod. New progression introduces reorganized and overhauled level up paths for Guardian, Warrior, and Mystic. Instead of obtaining all major action and support abilities by level 40, you'll now gain these all the way up to level 99 by spacing ability gains out and adding a few additional new ones in. This also changes the order in which you gain ability bonuses from events and boss encounters, along with adding in the new abilities that were introduced alongside the Remind DLC into the main game's progression. For example, Flash Step is obtained from defeating the Rock Troll in Arendelle, and Last Charge is obtained from defeating Anti-Aqua. This mod also tweaks the stats of every party member in the game, along with some new abilities. Critical Mode will also give you MP Hastera, Lucky Strike, Treasure Magnet, and Share Prizes, alongside the other typical Critical Mode abilities you start with. Equipment Overhaul changes the stats and abilities for most of the weapons in the game, along with some of the armor and accessory items. For example, the Kingdom Key has been changed from 4 Strength and 3 Magic to 4 Strength and 4 Magic. Its abilities have been changed from Treasure Magnet and Form Change Extender to Hidden Potential and Situation Boost. Power Band's defense has been increased from 4 to 5, and Wisdom Ring's magic has been increased from 5 magic to 6, with its ability changed from Wizard's Ruse to Extra Cast. Not every single item in the game has been changed or altered, but a lot have. Shop Overhaul brings new items to the Moogle Shop and Synthesis system, alters the required materials for some recipes, changes a lot of item buy and sell prices, and switches around item unlocks for Synthesis and the shop as you complete the collection goals. The full course bonus overhaul throws out some of the useless abilities you get from eating food courses and introduces new ones along with rearranging others. All 4 of these overhauls apply quite a few changes to the game, so I recommend referring to the Pastebin links in the description down below if you want a more detailed overview as to what each one does. New Keyblade locations is pretty self-explanatory. It changes the point in which you receive most of the Keyblades throughout the game. So for example, Shooting Star is now given after you meet Hayner and the group in Twilight Town, rather than at the end of the world. And that's sort of the pattern here for this mod. You obtain the world-specific Keyblade right at the beginning of the world, rather than right at the end. That way you can use that world's Keyblade throughout the world's story. Most importantly though, both both Oathkeeper and Oblivion have been integrated into the main game progression as you receive it while you're in the Keyblade graveyard. Party Rehaul AI improves the AI for all of the party members throughout the game, making them a little bit more aggressive and honestly worthwhile. It does change both the level up order and stats of party members, but because we've got the new progression mod installed after this one, it means that the level up and stat change effects for party members of new progression will take priority over this one. We really only want this mod specifically for the new abilities and AI changes. For instance, Donald is much more of a black mage now, being able to pull off Firaga, Thundaga, and even use Hyper Hammer spells and apply slow to enemies. Donald now has 4 accessory slots, and Goofy now has 4 armor slots. Dynamic FOV will dynamically change the field of view depending on if you're in or out of battle, so the camera will be closer to Sora while you're out of battle, and as soon as you engage in combat, the camera will smoothly transition to a wider field of view, allowing you to see more of your surroundings. I like this mod as it's quite subtle, it's not a drastic difference in FOV values, and it's a nice little visual touch. The enemy health bars mod now gives enemies health bars above their heads, so now you can see the exact health status of every single enemy on screen. This mod does come with some settings that you can tinker around with by pressing H on your keyboard. For the enemy you're locked onto, it displays the exact number of health, the name of the enemy, as well as the enemy's level. The camera is no longer locked for certain team attacks and shot logs, but this doesn't apply to absolutely all of them. Goofy Bombarder here, for example, we can now move the camera while the animation is playing out. I've changed Sora's run animation for while he's got his Keyblade out to match that of the run animation shown in the E3 2015 trailer. This is actually Ventus's run animation, but just for a little bit of nostalgia, especially for those who were paying attention to the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers back then, this would be a nice touch. Kingdom Hearts 2 Upper Slash now replaces Rising Spiral. We now have the famous aerial dodge replacing Double Flight, and yes, it can even parry. And we've got Kingdom Hearts 2's Retaliating Slash replacing Payback Strike. The vanilla Kingdom Hearts 3 combo finishes were all sort of quite lame, so I decided to slightly change these. Magic Flash is now being completely remastered with a much cooler looking effect and even summoning Roxas's light pillars. Triple Rush now has Sora throwing his Keyblade towards the enemy to prepare for a quicker 3-strike attack. And Speed Slash on the ground has been replaced with Kingdom Hearts 2's Dodge Slash, and while in the air, it performs a series of much quicker side slashes, sort of reminiscent of Horizontal Slash. So now, all 3 of these abilities feel that much more satisfying to use. Some of the magic spells have been replaced to resemble the magic from Days. Blizzara now summons a tracking ice shard that will freeze enemies and also create a damaging mist. Blizzaga now creates a large ice mine, and when enemies walk into it, it creates an even larger damaging mist. Firaga has been slightly changed to shoot in an arc towards targets. Aero is now a projectile-based magic with it exploding on impact. Aurora is much the same, though it's now a swirl, and Aerogar now creates a large wind AoE effect around Sora. The last one here for gameplay changes is improved movement, a must-have mod for anyone playing Kingdom Hearts 3 on PC. It essentially just makes the movement of Sora feel that much better. There's a ton of settings that you can tinker around with by pressing O on the keyboard, like being able to change the power of Sora's jump, gravity, ground speed, airspeed, glide turn rate, swim speed. But to be honest, the default settings are absolutely fine. This speeds up a lot of the movement animations for Sora, making movement feel a lot more snappy and smooth. I've changed most of the data fights to have their own unique arenas. This only applies to 11 of the fights. Unfortunately, both Luxord and Xehanort still remain to have the original data arena. Walking into Scarlet's Kylem's town no longer triggers the final boss fights, rather there's a crystal that you can choose to activate to progress to the end of the game. This means that you can fully explore Scarlet's Kylem the way it should have been, even including the Remind areas. And it's amazing that Willow made both the Stairway to the Sky and Breezy Quarters area one large area to explore without a loading screen in between. In order to access the Breezy Quarter, however, you will need to have finished the Remind DLC on your save. What's cool is all of the enemy spawns and chests remain in the Breezy Quarter area when exploring it in the main game. So if you missed any of the chests via the Remind DLC, you can go back to the main game and collect them there. What's more is you can access the gate on the other side of the Stairway to the Sky area to access the castle tower and even go right to the very top. And yes, you can even free dive off the top of the tower all the way down to the bottom of town. There's a wooden door that can now be found in the door bay of Monstropolis, and this will send you to Destiny Islands. Being able to go back and explore Destiny Islands has been a highly requested thing for many years since Kingdom Hearts 1, and although you kind of get to do that in data grading, there are invisible walls that sort of block off portions of the front side of the island. So this mod allows you to go back to the island and kick it in the sun. There really isn't anything to do on the actual island, it's really just for nostalgia's sake, but I thought it would be a cool mod to throw in as we all collectively love Destiny Islands. Zodiac Phantom Aqua, the secret boss fight from 0.2 Birth by Sleep, has been ported into Kingdom Hearts 3 and can be accessed via the mirror in the Garden of Assemblage. Aproidix managed to quite literally import the entire fight, 1-to-1, into KH3. So now we've got Data Phantom Aqua, increasing the data fights from 13 to 14. Caleb has recreated Traverse Town from the ground up to be a visitable world within the gummy ship system of the game. So yes, Traverse Town will literally float there in space, waiting to be explored. Aside from a few map imports, there really doesn't exist fully custom worlds for Kingdom Hearts 3, other than Traverse Town here, and I thought it absolutely had to be a part of this Final Mix experience. Final Mix doesn't typically add totally new worlds, but I mean, hell, this is one of the most impressive Kingdom Hearts 3 mods, and it's pretty much as if one of the Kingdom Hearts developers literally created Traverse Town for the game. It is so impressive. This mod though is very much still a work in progress. Caleb does plan on recreating the entirety of Traverse Town with all districts, but right now only the first and third district have been finished. It does include a save point, a shop, enemy spawns, and even the postcard minigame. And when you collect all 10 postcards and post them in the mailbox, you'll unlock the Dream Drop Distance dive minigame that's been recreated here in Kingdom Hearts 3. Caleb does plan on finishing this one day, so at some point in the future, it will function as an optional world, with more enemy spawns, chests, and minigames. So if you're downloading this Final Mix package, perhaps 2 to 3 years after I originally got this video out, there is a chance that maybe by this point, the mod has been finalized. We absolutely sorely missed the inclusion of an arena system in Kingdom Hearts 3, so Aproidix took it upon himself to make his very own for the game. This is, in my opinion, the most impressive Kingdom Hearts 3 mod to date. I've always said this, but it genuinely feels like an official piece of DLC. The arena can be accessed by talking to Meg and Pegasus, who will take you over to the floating arena up in the realm of gods. Here you can talk to Phil to engage in a number of different arena cups. Ones inspired by Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, along with totally brand new ones for Kingdom Hearts 3, some of which have special conditions like completing the match in a certain time limit or a point system. You'll have some where you fight by yourself or forms are disabled. Completing these matches can give you items, equipment, and synthesis material, along with the actual trophy cup itself, which will be displayed on these podiums. The ultimate reward for completing all cups here is the Coliseum crown. Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix added in the crown cosmetic for Sora upon completing the additional Final Mix content. And while I was thinking about having another mod that just has the crown on Sora from the get-go, I thought it would be a little bit more fun and natural feeling to actually earn the crown. So to get Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix's crown here, you'll have to complete all Coliseum cups. There are even party settings to play around with to choose your playable character and what party members you want in your party, up to a max of 5. Honestly though, with how well this mod works between the custom UI elements, the general look of the arena itself, and how it naturally fits in to the world of Olympus, along with all of the additional content and extra playtime this mod adds onto the game. I thought that this was an absolute must-have for Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix. Aproidix simply knocked this one out of the park. Expanded data grading and data grading plus is a true expansion to the data grading system. There are now over 200 different maps, both official and also custom, that you can use for your data grading setups. There are brand new camera settings like increased zoom, more objects and characters to spawn, like there's a whole bunch here, even including Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora and Riku. And we've even got increased spawn limits for both characters and objects, now up to a max of 99. I was a little bit disappointed with the photo mode of Kingdom Hearts 3, as it's confined to a smartphone setup. Like, I get the novelty of it, but I would have preferred just a traditional photo mode where we can control the camera and change different values. Well, this mod isn't a fully fledged photo mode per se, but it does allow you to control the camera and pause gameplay like a photo mode does. You can now press R2, L2, and triangle to detach the camera from Sora and pause the game. This allows you to zoom up on certain things while in combat or at any point during gameplay and capture some images if you're into that sort of thing. The only issue I have with this mod is if you're trying to capture a certain animation while you're in a form, because one of the activation buttons here is triangle, it means that Sora will perform the finisher as you go into the free cam. 7 forms have been overhauled and slightly changed, with one of them being limit form. I didn't want to include a bunch of custom forms as there are a lot that exist, but rather I wanted to retain the already existing forms but add a little extra seasoning on top. save slot limit has been increased from 9 to 99, just like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. This mod does install differently compared to your typical Kingdom Hearts 3 mod though, so I haven't included it into the package. A separate link for this is in the description down below with instructions on how to install it. For some reason, Once More got a name change to Withstand Combo in Kingdom Hearts 3, though I guess for newcomers it makes a little bit more sense than Once More, but we don't want that, so we've changed Withstand Combo back to Once More. The wall glow effect to indicate that you can free run up it has been removed. I think it's pretty self-explanatory as to what walls you can and can't run up throughout the game, so we don't need that. That's now gone. And finally is the Kingdom Hearts 3 mod loader. There's a lot of mods that absolutely require the mod loader to be installed, so it's a part of this package. Also, there are a few mods in this package that will need to be enabled by opening the mod loader, which is accessed by pressing F1 on your keyboard while you're playing the game. The commands are on screen as of right now. Be sure to enter these before you start playing through the game, as some mods will not work unless they're enabled. So that's absolutely everything that's a part of the Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix collection. This has been a pretty massive undertaking to try and compile all of the best mods that I believe craft a 3FM experience, but I think that this provides a truly expanded version of the game. Obviously, a massive shout out to all of the mod creators whose mods are featured throughout this video and in this FM package. This is a culmination of years worth of work, sort of all coming together in one nice bundle. For the future of Kingdom Hearts, it would at least seem that Final Mix is going to be left in the hands of modders, because I'm assuming that if Kingdom Hearts 3 never received a Final Mix version, the same can also be said for Kingdom Hearts 4 and whatever comes afterwards. Now it's simply just one big DLC package. I am hoping though for Kingdom Hearts 4's DLC package, whatever it might end up being, Square Enix do implement some of those traditional Final Mix features. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Be sure to slippity slap that like button, it helps me out tenfold, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A big thank you to my wonderful patrons and YouTube members. The support is much appreciated. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and we'll talk again real soon.